Hello everywhere.
Good afternoon. We are going on a long drive. We are driving all the way along the Amalfi Coast Road from Positano to Vietri del Mare, which is near Salerno, and then inland to Cava dei Terreni.
With the scooter.
With the scooter, yeah. So we thought we'd take you along with us and show you some of the beautiful viewpoints, some of the lovely things you can see from there, and what we're doing when we get there. We're going to look for kitchen tiles for the kitchen in Tuscany, and we're going back to the same guy that we got the kitchen tiles for this kitchen from, and he's just got such a great selection. So we're going back to see Antonio, even though he's moved, so he's not where he used to be.
Andiamo a fare questo viaggio insieme.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get there. It's quite a long drive. Yes, of course, we could have taken the car and we would have been more comfortable, but with the scooter you can get around buses and slow cars and go a little bit faster, and it's always easier to park as well. So we decided to take the scooter. It was a lovely warm sunny day and it would be nice to drive along the coast and admire some of the views as well. This is the sort of jam that I'm talking about. With a scooter, you can get past everything much, much quicker than if you're in a car. This is Li Parlati, which is the more residential side of Positano. This is where all the tourists stop to take photos with vintage cars and with Salvatore's fruit stand, which you can just see there. It gets very, very busy. Looking back, you can see the whole of the peninsula stretching out towards Capri. We're just coming into Praiano now. Here we are driving through the town, past the church. The roads may look strangely empty to you. I think that is because it was a bit of a strange time in the afternoon. It was just after lunch, so most people were at home or in restaurants eating. And every time we did come across a vehicle, Carlo overtook it. So we often didn't have anything in front of us, which was better for filming. This is La Praia, seeing it from one side. And then we go through the tunnel and we just stop the other side so we can have a quick look down towards the little beach of La Praia. We drove straight past the Fiora di Furore. It was very busy there and we didn't want to block traffic even more. This is the bay of the Emerald Grotto. And this is it from the other side. I always think the view from this side is beautiful, especially when the sea is quite rough. It's best in the morning because the sunlight is facing the wrong way at the moment, but this is usually a stunning view. And then on to Conca dei Marini, which is one of my favourite roadside views. Stop here at this railing, just past the tree, and just look right down. It's beautiful. Much better in the morning when the sunlight is still hitting the beach. And now we're coming into Amalfi town itself. The road actually passes right down past the seafront in Amalfi, so it's a very busy area. There's always lots of traffic, lots of people going back and forth, lots of scooters and buses, very, very bustling. But it's nice to come down to sea level on the coast road for a bit and then swoop back up again at the other side of town and look back to see the beautiful view of the town and the beach behind you before you turn the corner and come into Atrani. Once you've gone through Atrani, which doesn't take very long at all because it is tiny, you eventually come to a crossroads where to the left you'll find the road that goes up to Revello and Tramonti. We're not taking that today, we're going straight on and carrying along the main coast road. The next town we drive through is Maiori, known for an expansive Roman villa which has been excavated right in the town centre. It's also home to the famous Salderizo bakery. Around the next corner we come to Maiori, a much larger town with a small port and a long beach and promenade. Maiori sits at the base of a wide valley and the main street with shops and cafes runs inland from the seafront. The wide shady promenade stretching all the way along the seafront is the perfect place for the daily passeggiata, the Italian tradition of taking a stroll and maybe stopping for a gelato. This is the Torre Normana, a Norman watchtower dating back from the 13th century. It has been converted into a restaurant and is a lovely place for dinner. I didn't manage to catch all the little villages and pretty views because I often had to hang on tight while Carlo whizzed around hairpin bends and overtook everything else on wheels. Chattara is a lovely town to visit. It has one of the biggest still working fishing fleets of the Amalfi coast and is known for the tuna and anchovies that they catch. And here we are arriving in Vietri del Mare. From here we go inland for 10 minutes until we reach Cava dei Tirreni, where we find Antonio and his ceramic tile factory. All of the tiles here are hand painted and fired to order. You can commission anything you want or bring in a pattern or a tile to copy. I quite like the idea of sitting here painting tiles. It looks like a very relaxing job. Antonio actually let me have a go last time I came and it was a bit harder than it looks.
Poi una volta che se ti hanno conosciuto un po', poi
io non voglio fare la produzione, la massa. No,
Here's an example of an antique tile that Antonio has copied from the original. Can you tell which is which? Okay, time to choose some tiles. I leave the men to chat and have a rummage around. As the tile factory has recently moved location, it's not as easy as before. There used to be piles and piles of tiles to sift through, scattered all over the place. Thankfully, Antonio already has an idea of what I'm looking for and has unearthed some examples for me to choose from. So what I want to do is have 3 rows of a matching pattern underneath in like a blue and green, sort of like this sort of thing. And then for 2 rows on top of it, I want a mix, so sort of like one of each of this sort of thing. I'm just picking up, some of these are old antique. Brilliant. This is exactly the sort of thing I wanted. So just like a mix for the last 2 rows. Very exciting. And this is the size we're going to do, so it's 15 by 15. This is a bellissimo. Me.
You?
So basically these are antique tiles, and what Antonio does is he recreates them. So I can choose the ones I want, or a rough idea, and then tell him how many and what size I need, and then he can just recreate them. So the ones I've got will be new, like these ones which are halfway through being painted here, and then I'll have a set of new tiles. It means I can choose whatever I want. Like the kitchen in Positano, where I took an idea off the internet and then changed it to the colours that I wanted and showed it to him, and he did a few trials, sent me some ideas. How about this colour? And I said no, a bit lighter, a bit pinker, and eventually we got the kitchen tiles that I wanted. So we can do the same again here. It's a bit easier because I want a mix, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, today it was all about finding the main tile for the bottom, and I think something like this is exactly what I wanted. Again, I'm going off something that I found on the internet, and I can't tell you where because I don't know. I just took a screenshot and I've got no idea where I found it. Funziona nel senso che questo è 20 per 20 e se dovevi fare questo 15 per 15 tu ce l'hai sempre? Allora, questo mi piace. Se questo era questo colore qua, la rosa invece di giallo, mi piace di più.
Rosso.
Decisions made, we put in an order and start the long drive back home. We get to see the sun setting behind the mountain as we drive and arrive back in Positano just as the lights are flickering on.